Greetings and salutations. My name is Michael Schwahn and welcome to the channel. We have some more reaction content for you, and today we are looking at I'm gonna guess it's pronounced SacriFire, like sacrifice, but SacriFire. I could also see Sacri, but I don't know. Maybe they'll pronounce it for us. I'm doing my best here. So this is a soon-to-come, like story-rich JRPG, right? And this one is going after that retro look with kind of pixel art graphics, and there's so many great games coming out, and especially even in the JRPG space, we are being well fed. JRPG fans are gorging themselves, and we just keep getting more. And you know, that's wonderful to me, because I definitely remember a point in time where it felt like we were like being almost starved, to where we just weren't getting very much. And there was multiple reasons, like especially in the day of like the PlayStation 3 and going into the early days of the PlayStation 4. Unfortunately, the 7th generation of consoles just messed a whole lot of things up, and there was a large time where it didn't feel like the Western market was the market for these style of games anymore. So the only things you saw were really, really big special releases, and we just didn't get a whole lot of the extra stuff. And thankfully, that is changing, and I'm very glad for that. And we've seen more and more indie projects popping up, things like Sea of Stars, and now we have SacriFire as well. So we have the initial reveal trailer for SacriFire that was shown off in E3 of 2021, so a little over a year ago, and then the official gameplay trailer that was just shown off in the summer of gaming earlier this year. I also have some information about the Kickstarter. We'll go check that out as well, but let's go ahead and just jump in and see what the actual game is first. From the creators of Regalia of Men and Monarchs and Warsaw, not played either of those, comes a modern JRPG adventure with a classic twist. They got that HD 2D look. I freaking love that shit. It's so cool. Oh, damn! That was sick. A blend of real-time and turn-based combat. Do you just mean active time battle, or is it something different? These animations are awesome. Okay, this setting is sick too. Like, these are some really cool environments. Okay, that was cool. That was super cool. Okay, let's go ahead and take a look at the actual official gameplay trailer. It's only a minute, so there's, man, I hope they give us something, right? Like a decent, like, give me a decent look at how this game works.
Only then, after the echoes of the crowd's applause have faded into silence, can music begin anew. Got to keep moving.
Being a bishop ain't easy. It takes a toll in ways you can't imagine.
I go now to a better world. Erebus is part of the journey, but there's more. There are things that the living cannot understand.
I'm leaving, Seth. I'm beginning my final voyage.
Okay, well, there's some game. Come on, show me. Fight. Okay. All right, so we can dodge around.
Feel Shale's power.
Okay.
Be there for your brother, Ezekiel.
I think I get the idea of it. All right. So looking at this, you're able to like run around the battlefield in terms of like try and dodge attacks, and you're waiting. Like their resource bar is full right now, but it looks like using abilities will consume this resource bar that we see at this bottom. This yellow one, it says 6 of 7. You have a green health bar, a blue mana bar, energy bar, stamina bar, whatever. Right. The different abilities you can use, and then the actual resource that you consume. And so I'm guessing that the way that it works is that you are able to move around real time in this battlefield to try and avoid attacks. You might have an auto attack button of some sort, but otherwise you're just trying to wait for this to be able to use your abilities and actually execute attacks against foes, which is perfectly fine. That's cool. I didn't know how it was going to work before. Not on their initial description anyway, but I will accept that idea or concept of a game, and it'll probably end up being really, really fun. So they did have a very successful Kickstarter. The Kickstarter, they raised 136,000 euros. I don't know what their original goal was, but they have since actually met that goal. The last update for the Kickstarter was in July of 2022. So that's actually after that trailer that we just saw, and it looks like the demo is available if you are a backer. So it's not a publicly available demo, but if you did back the Kickstarter, there is a demo of this game that's available, which means that there's probably gameplay out there somewhere. I've not looked for it, but it does mean that if there was a demo and they didn't have some sort of NDA on it, that you can probably access it in some way, shape, or form. I'm not sure if there's anything in these screenshots that isn't pretty much what we already saw in the trailer. I am curious how your party members work, right? Because we saw at least this one individual walking around with us throughout the game, and most of it is just this single individual, but he's clearly here and present, and it looks like we might have a third party member and potentially a fourth here. And I'm curious how your additional party members, if they do all at any point venture into combat with you. I mean, obviously it looks like you're about to get into a group fight here against this heretic with guns, but how they function in that same battlefield space, because everything we saw was the hero alone, and you're seeing them dash and dip and dodge and dive around the battlefield. But I don't know how that works when you have a friend with you. And I don't necessarily mean co-op or multiplayer or anything like that, just an actual member of your party. If you can swap control, if they're there ever or anything like that. I'm just curious how that'll work, because having a multiple party members, and if there's interactions with them or the ability to control them or give them commands, is just an additional depth of the combat system that exists within that space. One thing also we can look at with the Kickstarter is to see if they did anything along the lines of stretch goals. So they did add-ons. Now, they showed physical versions of the PlayStation 4 and Nintendo Switch version. I do know it's on Steam because we have that page up. So they did have stretch goals. So I don't know what the base goal was, but they did have a stretch goal at 100,000, which added a new weapon, 115,000 for a new class, and 130,000 for a mastery system. They had 2 additional stretch goals, which they did not reach, which was CGI illustrations for key cutscenes. They didn't get their goal for their actual CG cutscenes, but that's okay. And then at a huge, vast step forward was a full Trials of Sorrow DLC, which is probably an additional game mode. No, not an additional game mode, but probably near the size of the base game. So there's a lot here. I like the look of it. When do we have any type of an idea of a release date? Planned release date is 2022. Are you sure? It's September. Like, are you sure? I mean, did this say 2022 coming? Okay, this says coming to PC 2023. This is the last trailer that came out for it. That is much more believable to me. As we are already halfway through September at the time of this recording, if things don't have a very set and established release date, it's like, if you're still planning on releasing this year, Atomic Heart, where's your actual hard release date? The end of the year is 3.5 months away. If you're expecting this to actually release this year and people to have an investment in it, we need to see it soon. And that's kind of where I am. December 31st. Yeah, we'll see about that. So, I mean, this game we already know is coming out 2023 because their last trailer shows it. They just haven't updated their Steam page yet, and that's fine. That's fine. But that's SacriFire. So I don't know where I sit on it. It definitely has some pieces in there that are appealing, but as I said, we're being fed very, very well right now, to the point that you cannot eat everything that is being put on your plate. So you have to be very selective about what you eat off of your plate. And that makes it really hard because you need to be competitive enough to get your game not only just noticed on the plate, but be the thing that people want to eat. And so I don't know if this is something that I am personally going to want to eat off of the plate or not. I probably need to see some more about it, but it's also pretty far away. And with it being pretty far away, it might release in a window of time where it is more appealing as something to consume. But it'll also just depend on what else comes out around the time that this does. So if you are a backer and if you've played the demo and if you're allowed to share your experience from the demo, I would love to hear from you. If not, I just want to hear about what your general interest is in this game. Please leave your thoughts down in the comments below. If you want to keep up the conversation elsewhere, two great places to do so are Discord and Twitter. And speaking of Discord, we actually have a channel dedicated to these reactions where you can place links of your own that we can check out together live on stream, because we do stream 4 days a week, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, and Sunday, and I would love to see you there. If you enjoyed this video, please leave it a like. If you want to catch future videos, please subscribe to the channel. And if you do watch one of the other videos on the channel, or if I see you in the live stream, thank you and enjoy.